position, using a blocker bolster if you need to. And starting to develop the Ujjayi breath, that ocean breath. If you're feeling the need to really release, you can do an open mouth breath where you really exhale through the mouth. But when we're just starting our practice and we're just building our energy and more or less developing a rhythm for our flow, for our practice, you kind of want to just keep that steady inhale and exhale. So bringing our awareness to our breath. Taking a few moments here. Start sinking the body. So as you inhale, lengthening the spine, lifting the chest, lifting the crown of the head. And as you exhale, releasing any tension in the hips and the glutes. Releasing the knees, allowing them to ground deeper towards your mat. Start warming up our neck. We'll take just a couple of cycles each way. So we'll inhale coming up on the right. As you come to the top, allow the neck to drop all the way back so you can really open the throat space and release any tension in the back of the neck. And then as you exhale, pulling the chin to the left and back to the chest. On your next inhale, we'll take those circles coming back up on the left. Nice and gentle here. Again, just developing that rhythm. When you come to your final exhale, bringing the neck back to neutral, we'll inhale, take the chin all the way up to the sky. Pause for a moment here. And as you exhale, gently bring the chin back to the chest. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, chin all the way up. And exhale, rounding the back of the neck. On your exhale, coming back neutral. We'll take softening the shoulders, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Take a breath or two here. You can bring that right hand and bend the elbow overhead, resting the palm on your ear. Just adding a really light pressure here, not pulling on the neck at all, just resting. If you want to open up a little bit deeper in the neck space, take your left hand out, flexing through the wrist. And as you inhale, just start to lift. You'll start to feel it opening that shoulder, deepening that stretch. Just finding a point of sensation and take a cycle of breath. And as you exhale, coming back to center, and we'll take our neck, exhaling to the left. And you can stay right here, opening space, or you can bring over the left hand. And on your next inhale, flexing in the wrist and starting to raise that right hand. On your next exhale, releasing your arms back out to the side, coming back neutral. Palms up to the sky. Inhale and reach. Lift and lengthening through the side body. And exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Opening up the core a little bit more here. Inhale to reach. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. We can stay gentle here, just looking straight over to the right. Or inhale to lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, hinge a lot deeper into that twist, turning the head to look over the shoulder. Taking one more cycle of breath here. And on your next exhale, releasing your twist back center, palms up to the sky and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. On your exhale, taking our twist to the left. Making sure that we are keeping that right hip grounded into our mat. So if it starts to lift up too much, you might have twisted too far. We want to keep length in our spine. We'll take one more breath here. And as you exhale, releasing your twist, coming back center. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and remove my block or bolster, anything we might be sitting on. We're going to turn our bodies over into our tabletop position. So finding that proper alignment, stacking the knees below the hips and the hands, the wrists and elbows beneath the shoulders. Inhale, we're going to move into our Chakrabhasana flow. So cat and cow. We'll do 5 cycles here. So find that rhythm of your breath as you inhale, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful arch in the spine. Exhale, pushing into the mat. Rounding the upper spine, tucking the tail. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling cat. Do this twice more, nice and strong, lengthening the breath, lengthening the movement. Getting the full sensation from this flow. And on your last exhale, coming back to your neutral spine, tabletop position. From here, we're going to reach our hands forward, and we're going to start to flow a little bit deeper into that cat and cow. We're opening the side body. So we're going to inhale, pushing through the right side body and coming all the way up into a kneeling plank. Once you find your kneeling plank, find that cow. Arch the lower back by lifting the tail. And as you exhale, push into the left side body and send the hips all the way back into your downward facing dog. So we really want to find a lot of extension here in that shoulder. So we're not collapsing down, we're pushing through that shoulder, sending that tailbone all the way back. So let's find a few cycles of breath here. Inhale into your kneeling plank, cow. Exhale into your active child's pose, or cat, seated cat. On your next inhale, we'll take those cycles back up the other way. Inhale, coming up on the left. Finding your cow. And exhale, pushing through that right side body and sending those hips all the way back. We'll take one more cycle here. Nice and strong. Coming into your active child's pose, rest the forehead and take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, pushing through the balls of the feet, sending the tailbone up to the sky for your downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedaling out the legs. Again, finding length in those shoulders so we're not dropping into our shoulders and we're not letting our chest drop towards the mat. We want to stay nice and strong here and lengthen through the arms. Looking up through the hands, taking a strong bend in the knees, walk, hop, or jump, forward fold. Find your feet hip distance apart here, and as you exhale, releasing any tension in the neck, maybe shaking out the hair. Taking a few cycles of breath here in our forward fold. Option to take opposite elbows, creating that extra stress and mass for gravity here. Releasing space between each vertebrae. On your next exhale, releasing your arms to the mat. Bring the palms to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Lengthen not just by reaching the crown of the head towards the front of your room, but pulling those shoulders back. So really lengthening out the spine here, and exhale deep in your forward fold. On your next inhale, take a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale all the way up. Far reaching. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. So we're going to move through our Surya Namaskars today. So we're going to start with our sun salutation, A. So we'll find our mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Palms are out to the sides. Chest is lifted. Tailbones tucked in. Rolling those thighs to the front of the room. Just take a few breaths here, grounding into our Tadasana. On your next inhale, we're going to reach up for the sky, far-reaching pose. Lengthen through the side body here. Urdhva Hastasana, far-reaching pose. So we're just going to walk through each asana, taking a few breaths, grounding each step. And then when we go back through it, we'll do it flowing with breath. So we'll take one more inhale to reach here. As you exhale, take a slight back bend. If back bends are too much, you can always support with a micro back bend or just drop the neck back wherever you're at today. And inhale to come back to center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Uttanasana. Take a few breaths here again. Reminding ourselves to release any tension in the shoulders and the neck. Bringing the palms to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Monkey pose. Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Again, telling ourselves in our halfway lift that we're not just reaching the crown of the head forward, but we're pulling those shoulders back. And on your next exhale, forward fold. Grounding our hands to the mat and stepping back with the left foot, finding your right lunge. Breathe here. If this is too much, you can always take drop the knee and take a low lunge. In your Surya Namaskar, just getting into the lunge is fine. You can even take a moment to inhale and lift. Then exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. If your knee is dropped, tuck the back toe, bringing it back into your high lunge. Exhale to step back into Planksasana. Inhale here. Exhale, Chaturanga. Again, if any of this is too much, you can always drop the knees to have support here. Exhale all the way down. Pointing the toes behind you. Inhale, lifting up into your upward facing dog. Again, you can always take a modified pose here like Cobra. Tucking the toes as you exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Finding length in those shoulders, pedaling out the heels. Inhale, lifting the left leg. And exhale, bringing it forward into your left lunge. Again, taking a moment here. So if you wanted to be on your low lunge, if you wanted to raise up for a breath. On your next inhale, find that left lunge again. This time as you inhale, we're going to hinge forward into that left foot and bring the right foot in, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Taking a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale all the way up. Take a back bend here. Inhale back to center. And exhale, releasing the hands back out to mountain pose. So that is one Surya Namaskar Sun Salutation A. So we're going to go through that flowing with breath now, so it'll be a little bit quicker, but take any modifications that you might need in your practice. So we're going to mountain pose. Inhale to reach. Exhale, take a back bend. Inhale to center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding the hands, stepping back with the left foot. Inhale, right lunge. Exhale, stepping back into your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, bringing it in. Left runner's lunge. Take a moment to lift if you'd like. Exhale, as you exhale, stepping that foot forward, bringing you back into your low lunge. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, take a back bend. Inhale to center. And exhale, mountain pose. So beautiful. So we start to find that rhythm. And, I try to practice once every morning if I can. I really want to up that routine. My friend and another yoga instructor has just challenged herself to do 24 Surya Namaskars a day. So whatever you find in your practice, I always invite any students to remember this sequence. It's very simple, it's very relaxing, it's very healing. And when you try to implement it, obviously at the sunrise or sunset, to give thanks to our beautiful sun. So we're going to go through that just one more time. Inhale to reach. Exhale, back bend. Inhale to center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding your hands to the mat, stepping back with the left leg, right runner's lunge. Let's inhale and lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, step back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, bringing it into your left runner's lunge. We'll take a breath here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Bringing your weight forward and into that left leg. Inhale, stepping into your forward fold. Exhale, deepen here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Strong bend in the knees. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So that's our sun salutation A. And now we're going to do a slow walk through of sun salutation B. They are slightly different. B is a little bit more, I think, strengthening. But we're going to do the same process. We're going to take it nice and slow through the first sequence, and then we'll flow with breath on the next two. It's nice and warm up here, so I'm doing more hot yoga. Okay, so finding our mountain pose. Inhale to reach. Far reaching. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees and sit down into our chair. Inhale, back to far reaching. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let the neck drop all the way out. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Grounding your hands down, walk, hopper, step back to your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Again, you can drop those knees at any time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring that right leg all the way up for your lunge. You can take a breath here, inhale to lift. We'll do that. And exhale to lower. So inhale, we're going to step back into our, hold on, I lost my, okay. We're going to step back into our plank. So inhale, back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale into your left lunge. We'll inhale and reach. And exhale and lower. So that's where it's going to be just a little bit different than the first cycle. So instead of doing a downward dog and coming back into the lunge, we're just going to cycle through both lunges. And then we'll inhale, step back into plank, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a strong bend in the knees. Inhale, walk, hopper, step to your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. And then we come back out the same way we went in. So on your inhale, we're going to bend the knees and come into our chair. Inhale to far reaching. And exhale to Tadasana. So we'll go through that twice more. I'm just finding a nice steady rhythm. These beautiful salutations. And if at any time, again, you need to modify. If you ever need to rest, find your down dog or child's pose for a few cycles of breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Oh no, I'm sorry, I messed this up. I already started on A. We're doing B. Sorry, come back to standing. Mountain pose. Inhale to reach. Exhale, sit down into your chair. Inhale, far reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Grounding the hands down, stepping back into your plank. Exhale, halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So this is when we're going to go into our lunges. Inhale, bring that right leg in. We'll take a breath here. Inhale to lift. Or if you want to drop that knee. Exhale. Hands come back to the mat. Step back to your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. That was sloppy. Tucking the toes and exhale. Downward facing dog. Left lunge. So inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, bringing it in. Inhale to lift. Drop that knee if you like. Exhale, hands come back to the mat. Step back into your plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking up through the hands. Walk, hopper, jump, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Coming to the end now. Nice bend in the knees. Inhale into your chair. Oops. All the way up. And exhale, finding your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale to reach. Exhale into your chair. Inhale, far reaching. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Last Last flow here of the sun salutation V. So stepping back into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. All the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right lunge. Take a moment to lift. Exhale, find your plank. Chaturanga. And exhale to downward dog. Excellent. Lifting the left leg. Inhale, lifting left. Finding that left lunge. Nice and strong here. Coming back to your plank. Inhale. Chaturanga. Tucking the toes. Downward facing dog. Looking up through the hands. Walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep in that fold. Inhale into your chair. Exhale here. Inhale, far reaching. Exhale, Tadasana. So that is 2 full sequences of our Surya Namaskar Sun Salutation A and Surya Namaskar Sun Salutation B. Ooh, and that got my energy up. So we will go ahead and start to move into our warm down section and go a little bit deeper into our stretching. So we are going to find our mountain pose. Inhale, far reaching. Exhale, hinging at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Bringing our legs out to the side edges of our mat. Sink a little bit deeper here into this fold. If you need to take a micro bend in the knees, you can do that. Option to take opposite elbows and take a few breaths here. Again, shake out the neck, shake out the hair, maybe even sway from side to side. Get a really good stretch here in the back of those hamstrings. Pushing that tailbone up to the sky, feeling it a little bit deeper in the glutes. On your next exhale, we're going to drop our palms to the mat. Take the left hand to the right ankle. Inhale, opening the left hand up to the sky. Nice twist here. Nothing too heavy. Just breathe. If this is too much to reach, you can always bend that elbow, finding a bind here, pulling that shoulder open, turning the chest towards the sky. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. And as you exhale, bringing the palms back to center and halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Taking now our right hand to the left ankle. Inhale, opening the right hand or the left hand to the sky. Take a few cycles of breath here. Again, taking a bind if you need. Let me just feel that sensation of a deeper pull. Inhale to reach. And exhale, coming back center. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, deepen. Taking a strong bend in the knees. Inhale, bringing hands to the heart. As you exhale, drop the tailbone, finding low goddess pose. Take just a few breaths here. Again, if this is ever difficult to get into, you can always grab a block or a book or a bolster to set that tailbone on and sit down until we get really strong in that balance, keeping that tail tucked in, pushing in between the thighs. Maybe we're really tight in this area, and that can make it struggle. I know I see a lot of people coming down on their tippy toes, and I feel like that's probably harder. So that's why we come into it flat-footed, bending our knees and dropping that tail, finding that seat, so to speak. On your next exhale, releasing any bolster or block, finding that tailbone all the way down to the mat. And inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Squeezing tightly here, maybe we'll windshield wiper a little bit. And on your exhale, kind of propel yourself back and take a few rolls here. Really massage out the spine. We'll do this twice more. It's always fun and feels so good. How often do we get down on the floor and roll around, right? So coming back to reclined position, inhale to hug the knees into the chest and sway left to right, releasing that low back out a little bit. And we'll start taking our knees in big circles. Get the whole of the tailbone massaged into the mat. You really want to roll around on that low back, releasing here. Nice little yogi's massage. More of that self-love. And on your next inhale, let's take our circles back the other way. Again, pressing the whole of the tailbone into the mat. And on your next inhale, take those knees out wide. Really squeeze them into your chest. You want a lot of compression here, like we're squeezing out all that extra stress and tension. And as you exhale, pulling them out wide. Allow your heels to be completely restful. Let your arms do all the work. And on your next inhale, we'll take our circles back in. On your next inhale, pushing through the heels, grabbing the big toes with your first two fingers and thumb. Exhale, happy baby. Take a moment here to play. Sway side to side. If you want to go a little bit deeper on your next inhale, push through those heels, extending the legs wide, legged happy baby. If this is too much, you can always release the bind with the toes and hold the outsides of the shins. Or the elbows can come to the mat and you can support your thighs here, letting them really drop open. So whatever feels best for you in your practice today. On your next exhale, bring those knees into the chest. Inhale, tight squeeze here. Exhale, lower the knee or the soles of the feet to the mat. Inhale, we're going to cross that right ankle over the left knee. On your next inhale, lifting through the left, or flex through that left foot and interlacing the fingers behind the knee. And inhale, we'll take a few cycles of breath here, pulling that knee closer towards your chest. And as you exhale, becoming really aware of that right hip and right thigh, the right knee, and releasing any tension there, allowing all the resistance to drop so it's just free to stretch out. Keeping both feet flexed so we're protecting our knees. Take one more cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to drop that left foot to the floor. And from here, we're going to take your palms can be out to the sides or down on the mat, but as you exhale, we're going to bring that sole of the right foot all the way over our left hip until it finds the floor. And once you find that restful place, you can hold on to that ankle if you need to. You're going to get a real deep stretch here on the outer right hip. Real soft stretch or twist for the low back. So again, you can play with our movements here. In a lot of our twists, we always want to bring our gaze opposite so that our gaze will be to the right or straight up. Again, just working with the spine here. We'll take one more cycle of breath. And on your next exhale, with holding on to that left leg, we want to be nice and gentle here, coming back into our supported pigeon pose, or the prep for our pigeon. On your next exhale, we're going to drop that right sole of the foot to the ground. Palms are going to come down by our sides, prepping for bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips. Start rolling up the spine. And imagining each vertebrae lifting as the chest comes towards the chin. Maybe tucking in the shoulders a bit, maybe bringing the heels in, lifting those hips a bit higher. And take a few moments to really breathe into your bridge pose here, keeping knees hip distance apart, staying nice and strong in our alignment, and just focusing on lifting that chest towards the chin. Take one more cycle of breath here. And then as you come to your exhale, slowly roll down the spine, stacking each vertebrae into your mat, almost like we're realigning ourselves. Nice and slow. When your tailbone meets the ground, take a full cycle of breath here. On our next inhale, we're going to flow with breath. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips high. And exhale to lower. Two more cycles here. Last one, nice and strong. Really push those hips up high to the sky. And again, as you roll down, slowly bone by bone by bone, pushing those vertebrae back into space, back into alignment. Taking a full cycle breath here at the bottom. And then on your next inhale, we're going to take that right or left ankle crossed over to the right knee. Inhale, flexing through the right foot, grabbing behind the right knee, and taking a few cycles of breath here. Searching our bodies for that resistance, exhaling to release. Getting a nice deep stretch here. If you can even reach to the outside of that shin and go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to play there. As long as we're keeping that left foot flexed, we don't want to harden the knee or the ankle. And just as we did on that side, you can hold on to the left ankle while we do this, but on your next exhale, we're going to slowly bring that left foot all the way to the ground. Once that sole finds the ground, we'll take a few restful breaths here. Again, we can take our gaze in the opposite direction. So we'll bring our left arm out to the side and our gaze comes to the left. Again, this is going to be a very deep stretch here. So find wherever is most comfortable for you. If it's up here a little bit more, then maybe we don't come all the way down. Maybe we find a block or a book to rest on a little bit higher. As long as we're being very gentle with our joints here. Take one more cycle of breath. And then again on your next inhale, very slowly holding that left ankle, supporting it all the way back till the right sole meets the floor. Exhale, releasing the left sole out. And we'll flow into our bridge pose. Inhale to lift the hips. And exhale to lower. We'll do this twice more. Really lengthening the breath here. So slowly rolling up that spine. When you come to the bottom of your final exhale, stacking those vertebrae back into the mat, letting the tailbone hit the floor. Just take a full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, bring the knees into the chest and sway from side to side. Inhale to squeeze them in. As you exhale, we're going to send the left leg all the way out, prepping for our spinal twist. Extending again that right arm back out to the right. Our gaze comes to the right. Tight hip compression here, really squeezing that knee in. And as you exhale, turning or pulling that right hip or right knee all the way over the left hip. And breathe here. Again, finding whatever's best for you. If we need support and props, if we want to rest our foot on that long leg, maybe doing less of a stretch. As long as we keep these shoulders flat on our mat, if we start to pull, we're not going to be safe with our spine. On your next inhale, bring both knees back into the chest. And as you exhale, send that right leg all the way out. Blocks in my way. Tight squeeze here, lots of compression. Our left hand comes out to the side. Our gaze comes over to the left. Inhale and squeeze. Exhale and twist. Take one more full cycle of breath here. And then on your next inhale, bring those knees back into the chest, sway from side to side. On your next exhale, bringing the soles of the feet to touch and allowing the ankles to drop to the mat, bringing you into your reclined butterfly. I always want to take a few breaths here in this restful pose. Tucking the tailbone in, maybe tilting the pelvic floor forward so that the low back is really flat on the mat. This will help you as you exhale, release any tension in the glutes, release any tension in the hips and the thighs and the knees. The legs really should be very restful here. You can move the heels further away from the body or closer in for a deeper hip opening here. Releasing and softening the shoulders so the upper back is very flat on the mat. Just becoming aware here, feeling our toes touching together. Feeling the ankles sink heavy into the mat. Feeling the heat and energy from our hands into the hip creases. Stay here restful in this beautiful reclined butterfly pose. Or if you'd like, you can extend the feet all the way out, allowing the feet to drop open, palms up to the sky for final Shavasana, corpse pose. And I'll start walking us through the Yoga Nidras, taking a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, release any tension in the toes. Release the ankles. Feel the heels grow heavy into the floor, maybe allowing the feet to drop open. As you exhale, releasing any tension from the knees, maybe even taking a micro bend here unless you're already in your reclined butterfly. As you exhale, releasing any tension from the hips, maybe tilting that tailbone forward again, finding that low back flat on the mat to release. Feeling the back body sink heavier and deeper into the mat. As you exhale, releasing the fingertips, maybe allowing them to curl up a bit, relaxing the wrists, relaxing the elbows. Maybe even taking a micro bend here. Exhale to release any tension in the shoulders. Softening here, maybe tucking them under slightly, opening the chest. Exhale, releasing any tension in the neck, releasing the jaw, the tongue, and the eyebrows. Taking a nice deep, long inhale here. And as you exhale, bringing your body into a full relaxation. Bringing our awareness away from our bodies and back to our breath. Lengthening each breath. Maybe taking a pause at the top before releasing our exhale. If your mind tends to wander a lot in your Shavasana, give each breath an intention or a specific focus. Inhaling, I am in harmony with all things that surround me. Exhaling, I am in peace. Inhaling, I am open to receive, to restore, to heal. Exhaling, to release in my body or in my mind or my heart. Staying focused on that breath, the deep inhales in and out through the nose, rolling that Ujjayi breath, creating that beautiful ocean wave sound. And taking a moment here to truly honor yourself, giving yourself love and appreciation for coming back to your mat each day or each week. Just telling yourself thank you. Taking a few more cycles restful here, allowing our bodies to soak in our practice today. The beautiful Surya Namaskar, A and B. And as we've been growing nice and restful here, I'm going to bring our awareness back to our bodies, so nice and slowly with each breath. We'll inhale and start wiggling the toes. Flexing the toes, pointing and flexing. Inhale to roll the ankles. Feeling the heels lift slightly off the mat. So you make these circles. Inhale, taking a micro bend in each knee. Maybe swaying them from side to side, bringing awareness back to the hips, shifting the hips from side to side. As you inhale, feel your chest lifting from the mat. Inhale to start wiggling the fingers, rolling the wrists. And taking a micro bend in each elbow, bringing awareness back to the arms. You're rolling the shoulders forward or back, and turning the head from side to side. On your next inhale, taking hands overhead, full body stretch here. Deep, long inhale, strong stretch. As you exhale to release, turning over to one side, bringing us into our fetal position. Take a few restful breaths here. Slowly bringing us out of this peaceful Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, on an inhale, pushing off that top arm and bringing yourself back to a seated position. I'm going to switch my legs Again, the namaste I'll say today is I am in harmony with all people, places, and things that surround me in this world. I am at peace. Namaste. Thank you.